My name is Carol Shivachi from the Independent Medical Legal Unit. We are here today in Dandora Justice Center, just like you're seeing, to stand in solidarity with the Social Justice Working Group to commemorate this day, the Sabasaba Day. It started way back in 30 years ago, and the reason why we are here to stand with these youths is to bridge the generation gap and stand in solidarity with the likes of Kina Matiba, Honorable Musikari Kombo, and the likes of all those people who started this movement in 30 years ago. It started in Kamukunji. Today we are here at the Dandora Community Justice Center with more than 10 other community centers to commemorate this day. So as IMLU, this is one of our advocacy strategies in prevention to torture. And what I'm here to say is police should uphold integrity and should discharge their duties within the confines of the law because we are their employers. Youths here, when they reach 14, it's like they've actually reached the height of their lifespan. And we are here to tell the police, embrace the youth, encourage them, mentor them, and nurture them and let them be the leaders of tomorrow, as opposed to using police excesses, impunities, torture, and at times, when the worst comes to the worst, shooting, extrajudicial killings, which ends up, clearing this generation. This age of 14 to 18 is a risk age in Dandora and all the other informal settlements. For this march, we are saying, let the government uphold its responsibilities to the citizens and actually accord us the basic human rights principles. They're so normal, they're in our Katiba, just like we've been told, but then we need to now actualize our responsibility as the government to actually ensure that the youths are employed. We're seeing so many youths being unemployed. We're seeing crime on the rise because these youths have nowhere to turn to. But then we are saying shooting will not help. Killing them will not help. Extrajudicial killings will not help. Embrace them, talk to them. There are generations that hears. When they are heard, they hear. So that we can reduce and actually work towards reducing and enhancing the lives of these youths in Dandora.
Yeah, my name is Wilfred Olal. I convene the Social Justice Center's working group and I coordinate the Dandora Community Justice Center. These centers are community-based, mostly in the informal settlements, and they're intended to build the issue of social justice and human rights in the informal settlements. So today is a very important day, the Saba Saba. 30 years ago, gallant Kenyans, men and women, came out and said no to Moi dictatorship. 30 years later, we haven't seen any radical change in this country. We have a very good constitution, but it has not been implemented. So 30 years later, young people across various slums from Nairobi and Kisumu, Vihiga, Kakamega have organized themselves to come out and say, we need change. We need the constitution to be implemented. We need the police to stop arresting young people because they come from slums. We need equality. We need better schools and better health care for our children and for all of us. So these young people today are coming out to say, we need change and we need a better governance. That's why today we have organized ourselves in all the social justice centers to come out and demand for social change on behalf and with other residents who said enough is enough. Because we live in a society where if you don't have money, you are criminalized. Your chances of dying, being killed by police, being arrested are very high. But if you have money, you live a good life. And that is not the Kenya that we want. First, I'd like to thank all the young people who have, despite the cold, who have come out and said, we will march. Despite the COVID-19, they said the violations have not stopped because of COVID, so we will not stop calling for social justice. We also like to thank partners that have supported this march. IMLU has really supported us, and the Office of UN OHCHR, they have really supported us. Some of the organizations have said this year they are not supporting because of COVID-19, but we thank those organizations that have stood with us despite the extraordinary times. I would like to urge Kenyans all over the country that it's time to rise up. I would like to urge Kenyans that the politicians that we have are not the Messiah. We don't have a Messiah here. It's them to come out. It's them to come out and advocate for a better country. It's them to come out and say no to corruption. It's them to come out and say no to these killings. It's them to come out and say the constitution must be implemented. Tekeleza katiba, jitokeze people's march, Saba Saba march for our lives. I can't breathe. Viva.
I'd like to thank the Executive Director of the Independent Medical Legal Unit, Mr. Peter Kiama. And because this is not our day, we are here to also thank the convener, Happy Olal, and all the other justice centers that are here in solidarity with this justice center to commemorate the day. We thank the donors. We may not be able to name all of them, but your support is highly, highly appreciated. You've made this day a success, and we are here to say that thank you. For the affected families, we stand in solidarity with you. For the ones who are here in solidarity and have never been affected with this scourge of extrajudicial killings, we are saying, let's join our hands and embrace these youths.
Saba Saba! Saba Saba! Tekeleza katiba! Tekeleza katiba! Saba Saba! Our people united! I'm ready to die for it. Whatever happens, I'm not afraid. Come on.